Arlock. Arlock, please. I take everything back I said. Everything mean I said. Okay. Okay, please. Bad apples. Just... I need a sip. I need a fresh sip to detox from bad apple. Because, man, that chapter was bad. This man's making a mod? This man's making a mod out of bad apple. All I can say is, like, man, it might actually be better. Because the audio-visual can sort of cover up the, you know. Someone showed me a, what's it called? Bunlith, the Bunwitch upstairs or whatever. And all I can say about that pilot is that's a shit pilot, man. That's a crappy episode 1. You are not pacing this fast enough to quickly get into the meat and potatoes. Why do you start off with completely like jokes with characters we don't know yet? Instead of just getting to the noise, man. That's all I got to say. I could be madder about that, but I would rather enjoy myself. We're in chapter, in case you forgot, 9. We just had Ripley show up, and Ripley was like, no, I'm not receptive to spooky, scary ghosts existing in my life yet, buddy. Try again tomorrow. And so they're trying again tomorrow. Oh, it's 2 weeks, actually. 2 weeks after our garbage fire over dinner, things could be described as better. It was... Hold up, I need to make sure there's looping. There. Crisis avoided. It wasn't to say anything was all sunshine and rainbows by any stretch of the imagination. I'd be lying if I said my stress level had gone down by much. But I had to admit things were better. The most notable thing that occurred in that span of time is that Mrs. Aaron's change in behavior towards me and Fang. Namely, even for as much of a macro-scale fuck-up train wreck that night of a night that evening, she was still calling me, or us, nearly every other day. It was mainly little things. Checking up, seeing what we were up to, asking how Fang was doing. Normally family chatter, normal small talk shit. It was almost like she was acting. It's like she was acting like a daughter that was simply on vacation. It was almost. I mean, actually that works. I felt like this comparison doesn't really work with an almost, but it does work. It works fine. Although admittedly, I come from bad apple, so my tolerance for like mistakes is a lot higher. Also, Arlock has proven himself to at least understand how writing works. Like, sure, he's not touching on all the notes I feel he could. Man's dropping some stitches, but fuck it, man. This blanket's comfy. This blanket's comfy, and I'm hiding from the evils over there. You know what? I think if I get to chapter 12 and I'm not pissed off, I think I'm gonna officially I'm gonna say sorry for Tory Game, and we're gonna take another look at it. I'll officially say sorry because, man, Arlock. Pat, man, Pat, thank you for being here when I needed you. Admittedly, it was something that I had virtually no context for. So exactly like my parents have been sending any check-ins my way, really, for that matter. Yet I can't say it's annoying. It's more like it's kind of nice. Still, it was unusual for me to get any tech. It was unusual for me to even get a text from literally anyone. So, someone's mother calling in every day to check in, just see how I was doing. So it required some adjustment. Yeah, I like how Anna's like, I don't know what to think. What do I think? The bottom I got twisted up just thinking about it, while others felt uncomfortable, a sense of longing for more. Fang seemed to increasingly appreciate it as the days passed. Even though I was more of a middle man, she seemed to go from uncomfortable, like I was, to almost looking forward to it in just a few days. Yeah, I was starting to appreciate it. I wish we stayed in there. Didn't they get to stay the night? Did you go home after that? Wasn't able to sleep. She just leaned against the couch and covered me with a wing. Man, that's gotta be boring after 8 hours. Okay. So I had to admit, I wasn't even sure how to handle the calls. It wasn't hard to get swept up in all the small talk, Miss Aaron. She was a nat. She's got that charisma. Maybe I should try to call my own parents something. Apparently, Ritzy comes from the hotel chain, which I think is from someone's last name, whereas Riz is unrelated to that, even though Riz and Ritzy feel like they're very adjacent. False brothers, I think you call them. False friends? Maybe it go like the calls from Mrs. Howard do. Oh, you're gonna... Don't call your parents, Anon, please. Don't ever call your parents. What got really weird is when we got invited over for dinner again. I shut it down immediately, but I could see from Fang's immediate reaction that it was the right call. In the end, I reluctantly caved. Caving is not really something you do reluctantly. It's something that's imposed onto you. While it was, tends to be underselling it by a whole lot. It wasn't as bad as the first time, but Ridley did excuse himself immediately after dinner. Besides that, it went well, considering the fact the Patriarch was giving me the world's loudest, you should call it the loudest silent treatment, because that's a nice, sexy contrast, you know, that makes the audience go, oh, you cheeky boy. I might have just given you shit anyway, because I'm a little asshole. But no yelling, no finger pointing, no kicking the poor phantasmal terror while she was down from him. I feel like you should just do this, period, and then none of that from him. And then you put this in there. Like, I feel that it just flows better if you have this. But Ripley did excuse himself immediately after dinner. No yelling, no finger pointing, no kicking the poor phantasmal terror while she was down. None of that from him. I guess it kind of went well, considering that he was giving us the world's loudest silent treatment throughout. That works a bit better, because that way you establish the silent treatment, and then you can have Anon put a little cute little... Because now this, when you call it loudest silent treatment, after you've already explained what it is, we're like, oh, you're so cheeky. Instead of going, you could have just explained this before you drop this. It also makes it a bit snappier, a bit sassier. Just a delicious dinner, some small talk with Mrs. Anon, is this your life now? How about you go date Stella? I'm sure that Arlock can do that better than... I like how, like, the thing that gets me about Bad Apples, like, it's been 2 years, and now we're making a mod? Like, mods are not that hard to produce, considering how many of the assets are already available. You just need some placeholders for, like, the parents and stuff. You program in the placeholders, and so when you're ready, you can just swap them in, and you're ready to go. Mrs. Sarah and I have been up to. I didn't realize that there was much to say about a damn book club. I mean, it's about books. You're literally a fanfic writer, my man. You should know. There's lots to talk about if you know what you're doing. A few bits of uncomfortable, awkward silence. But all things good to go bad. I'll take it as a win. Okay, let's just speed up a little. Getting more deaf translated. Yeah, this is still pretty annoying. Anyway, God's being silly, and another, because there's just a thing. Over 5 times in the past 2 weeks. And at least you get to eat well. Your body can actually recover now that it has some nutrients in it. Like, good food is half the healing. Very massive growth, usually twice a week. Oh, that's cute. Our talk was brief, mostly in keeping attention on Mrs. Aaron. I wasn't actually whether I was doing better. I like that most is kind of eh. It was nice he didn't hold any specific grudge against me. I was hoping it was the case, and it was just him being professional in front of Mrs. Aaron while we ate a dynamos. Like, I want to point out that when I read Bad Apple, all my desire to write just goes out the window. But I read this, and I'm like, look at how snappy we're getting through, like, the points that matter. Like, it's still a little much. There's still a little too much detail, but fuck it, man. All the shit's new and exciting and fun. And I'm like, oh, look at these characters. Yeah, like, Bad Apple is trying to be this characters are dating, but I don't give a shit, and I kind of want the two of them to kill each other. Because it would be more interesting than what's actually happening. Whereas here, I'm like, oh man, everyone's kind of picking themselves up. I still would have preferred if Mrs. Aaron went a little cuckoo crazy, but I guess she is. It's not really healthy to call someone that many times a week. I mean, I guess he was like, you know, it's just like that. Man, my Sunday's gonna suck. Let's see what we graph. Is our rated dynamos with secret plans. Come on, Anon. You just healed your leg. He can go for the same leg again. Yeah, I don't think that's something you bring up right now. Bringing people into the circle needs to be this is a gentle process. You don't want to blurt it out all over the place. The look in his eye when he was talking to Mr. Aaron told me enough. There was a 0% chance that all wasn't part of Miss Aaron's scheme of working at her husband. Oh, you got Mo involved? I mean, I guess he is a bowling buddy. The question was when or if. I appreciate... See, this is what I like. Right? Anon's not like, I'm doubtful. But he's like, you know, I don't think this works. The only question was when. And then he's like, nah, actually, if I'm perfectly honest, it's or. If. You know, it's if. I don't know. And I like that. Like, sure, we already established that here. But this is really like, he's trying to be optimistic, and he just immediately drops that stitch. He just can't hold up. Also, love the use of bold italics. Arlock. Oh. Are you putting a little extra pepper and salt on my delicious dish today? Just putting a little extra sprinkle on top? I would have overdone it twice by now. Oh my god. All I can think about when I say stuff like that is the time I put too much chili powder in my soup, and that time I put too much salt on a sandwich to smash it up, and it was so salty. And I was like, I have to finish this whether I die or not. Until then, both Team Militaro seem to do better. Man, that's gotta be weird, right? So, how's Fang be doing as moving around stuff? Also, her skull necklace and wristbands. Oh, yeah. I always forget about the wristbands. Not a scale for the look at her body, yo. I like how most of this is happening in the background, which implies that it's like Fang adjusting in between instead of being an active event, which I kind of prefer. Otherwise, it feels too dramatic in a way. I mean, I'm fine if he does it now, because he's already established that it's happening in the background already. And we're calling it out. Like, damn. We're just kind of leaving it all simmering in the background. Like, honestly, you could have also made this like a vignette. You could have had them at the table and talking about it. And Ripley and are like, Mo and Anon are talking about like how to handle this. And Fang brings up the headband. You could do that. But, you know, the summary is fine, too. It's better than an overwritten scene that has like 2 points to make and takes 4 times as long as it should. Dang. She felt different with the stuff disappearing. She just felt like herself. It's just that she doesn't really care about those things. It's like, man, it's annoying. If I recall correctly, in a few chapters, nothing really changes either, so we're mostly staying on it. Yeah! That's a great way to put it. Like, here's the thing. I mentioned before, like, putting this, you should put this before that, but I think this works either way, because this is less like explaining something and giving it a name, and I kind of prefer this, because now it's like, what does he hate so much? And then he explains it. That's a little nicer, because we're like, oh, we care about Anon. We want to know what his emotional state is. And normally you shouldn't have characters voice their emotions out loud, but this feels more like he's reflecting on something than that he's just stating his emotions because. Which is fine. I like it. We did a few more experiments, which like before, the seems that the tether expanded more and interacting with me seemed easier for her. Anon, you're becoming a real solid boy. It serves real tangibility, even time touching me without immediately pushing through. Sensation was weird. It's kind of like touching an ice cube, like an ice cube stuck in a bag or something. Otherwise, our time was spent doing normal day-to-day shit. I have to face reality, eventually in the form of looking for some kind of job. At least that a few weeks before summer was over. The way I figured it, I'd wait for summer hires, back to school, and see what I could do in that time. Oh, I see. So Anon's gonna look for a job. Cute. Good job. Good job, Anon. Pats for Anon. Everyone put pats for Anon in your chat. He's being a good boy. I like that he's healed. He's had some time to actually recover, and he's like, yeah, let's just get a job. Nice. Everyone's like, I know that death and tragedy are terrible things, and I think a part of the true horror of tragedy is knowing that life has to move on, and you have to move on, or you're going to die, or worse, and makes you think. Also, give me a few works to get better. Yeah, just take it easy, man. You don't want to overload it, because a lot of wage jobs will involve your legs, so. I was getting tired as easily. So with some deep pains, cramming to a halt that I kept up. But I like how in Bad Apple, Anon's healing is like, yeah, I guess I'm fine now. Whereas with this one, it's like a whole thing, and it led to a whole bunch of other stuff. Doesn't thought of a fugue. That's a nice word. I love fugue. I also love segue, which is also written in a very goofy way. Fang was sitting on the floor. Turns out that my shitty old phone, maybe some kind of touch flick, would respond to her touch. I mean, she could show up in pictures, so. But eventually, with the navigator, this is where energy would seem to. But it seemed to last quite a while. Yeah, because she's building up that stamina. It's about as fast as someone's grandma. Listen, if she can do swipe touching, she can do way more. The little discovery made her usual call. I was pulling the phone out, Fang trying to get a position on the side to actually try to see the killed call. There's another thing she could do. Oh, that's cute. That's just cute. That's cute. It's not a huge thing. You don't have to make a whole scene out of it. You just go, oh, that's so silly. It's not really an ability, though. Like, touching things was always part of it. I guess that capacitive interactions aren't too far-fetched. It is, like, you know, maybe there's like, your telephone screen does not work with actual physical touch, like pressure. I don't know how capacitive screens work. I think there's a grid or something so it can figure out where your finger approximately is. It's fucking witchcraft, man. Or maybe there's like 2 layers that touch together. Again, it's goddamn witchcraft. Until I learn what it is, and then I'm like, yeah, it's just real simple, buddy. Listen, you're so silly thinking it's witchcraft. But that's not me yet. I'm still like, oh, well, it's witchcraft. Oh shit, it's Reed. I forgot that in this one, Reed is not a zombie, which is great. I like that we're in chapter 8, 9 in the other one. And like Trish has not like everything in that is like I want to point out that like the big thing about Bad Apple is like everyone is fucked up. Except Anon and Stella, who are kind of like dating together, and I guess Rosa's moving on. But like Trish is in jail, Reed is fucked up, people are dead. Shit sucks, man. And it makes the whole romance thing feel so much worse. Because now it's like you can't just do this. If you looked outside, the world's on fire. Can you at least acknowledge that while you're having your Gucci moment? Cell phone, bruh. I mean, it was making it a habit of checking in regularly as well. Not as regularly as Mrs. Aaron, but frequent enough to make me think that he would actually like to talk to me. Hey, Reed. What's up? Normally just do a brief catch-up, and if you happen to be around Stella, she'd join in on the call, too. We're spending quite a bit. Actually, if you can figure out a way to get Fang... Like, if Fang works with older technology, get 2 phones, put them in the same room, have them hooked up, and just put the phone next to your phone, so Fang's voice comes out the other end, and you can just have him listen in. Quality's gonna be hot dog shit, but fuck it, man. If it works, it works. It'll become the meet-up joint of Volcano High survivors. Well, a few of them, at least. Survivors is a grim way to put it, because tragedy really does bring people together. Because who else do you have left? That's the tragedy. Talking the same way we always had. General musings, updates, and our review was actually very deep into the helping out the flower shop thing. Poor idiot got roped into the unofficial continuation of the gardening club. Poor guy. Since we doing each update, the terrorist reputation shone through with the raw subject. She seemed to have a rather dark epiphany about herself that first night at the errands. A lot reflecting on this conversation with Stella from before. At some point, we'd actually have to sit down and talk about this. But I think we're all collectively waiting to see if there's a way to solve the communication problem first. Yeah! I feel like the communication problem is like... Unfortunately, even though Stella and Reed have practically made it their mission, and apparently made it their mission to focus on this as the sole task, no headway been made. Seems like how to talk to ghosts, punch into Google isn't exactly a reliable research angle. That's a whole lot better than some. Oh no. Maybe you could put like a crystal string and then Fang's breath vibrates it? Fang doesn't breathe, Reed. So how have things been for you guys? Doing alright. Pretty much the same deal as last time we talked. I'm gonna put on the boring song. Not to mock the writing, but because we all know things are just kinda chugging along. A nice, pleasant clip. Doing alright, pretty much the same shit since last we talked. Taking it easy, walking regularly, keep myself entertained. You know, the usual. Any changes for Fang? Other than the non-binary bracelet. It's not a non-binary bracelet. Fang's bracelet is for bisexuals. The non-binary one would be fucking sick, because it's got purple and yellow on it, and white and black. It's a really good color scheme. I hate the bisexual flag, though, in both its color scheme and it's the fact that it's like, I'm a special format. I hate it. I hate it. I mean... God, if I had to choose, I mean, the thing about the non-binary shirt, right, is it's just a cool color pattern. You could just be like, I'm being cyberpunk. Whereas with something with the lesbians or the trans, it's like, no, you're so obviously doing something there. Weird. Fucking weird, right? It's weird. Beyond that, nothing else, really. Gotcha, bro. Sinners is swinging by? Want the flower shop? Yeah, would be good to have you both there. Catch up more in person and all that, you know? I wasn't strictly opposed to the idea, but if I was being honest, I wasn't really interested either. Guess that made Fang the tiebreaker. Well, the question to a moment's consideration, you proved the verdict. No, not feeling it today. Worked for me. Okay. So have you told Rosa yet? About Fang? Oh, God. I mean, listen, man. Listen. How do you approach this? She believes in God, and God doesn't really do spirit shit. Oh, you're asking Reed if he talked with Fang. I mean, Reed can't prove anything, buddy. Well, it's not like I can think similarly. The first few sleuths an indication revealing Fang would take some real planning. I mean, the thing is, right, is that why does this take any more planning with anyone else? Like, beliefs aside, proof is proof, and the proof's in the pudding. It's good pudding. Kinda like how it is with Mr. Aaron. Sure, it'd be hard for us to catch up properly if the only way for Fang to get involved is for us to ditch her, you know? Easy to convince her if you two... Seems a bit easier to convince her if you two were there. You're still reeling from the last attempt. It's my treat. Come on, Aaron. Tone it down for a second. Ugh. I mean, you're getting frustrated. It's understandable. Fang's probably a hell of a dude to deal with. Always made myself scarce around their place. Pigs always sniffing around, trying to make things. God damn it. Jeez. God damn. Oh, or you're having a call. I keep forgetting they're on the phone. It's so weird for people to be on phones in this. I like how she hears it too. That's quite a distance to listen in from, buddy. I guess it's a speaker though. After a moment, the call died off in the usual pleasant goodbye. We did re-emphasize we should swing by the shop sometime. Listen, Irene, I can't do this. Fang will start eating all the flowers, and where will we be? Actually, Fang eating the flowers would prove a lot. The man flopped into my lap. Only one pain in the ass situation at a time, thank you very much. Man, I'm surprised that Fang keeps it together. Because if you really think about it, Fang is in like the worst position to experience life. The game you like best is number 1. Damn, Sakurai, why you gotta be based?